Come on.
I'm really done. Really.
Can I just say, traveling with you, I love it.
Me too.
How long are you going to stay with me?
Forever.
All right, MegaCon Tampa! How was your con, man? You guys had a great convention? You know, we've reached the end of the con, but we have time for one more panel. And I do have a very important question. Is there a doctor in the house? Now, if you guys, when I bring them out, so the ritual, the kind of tradition of all of this is that you have to throw up those sonic screwdrivers if you got them. So fire them up, get them ready, make a lot of noise. And there's also microphones here, here, and here for you to ask questions. And I would say keep it to one question per person so we get through as many as possible. So without further ado, all you Time Lords and Time Ladies out there, you of course know her as the Bad Wolf, Rose Tyler from Doctor Who. Give it up for Bella Barker! And keep making noise. He is the 10th Doctor. He is right backstage, in fact. Give it up for number 10, the Doctor, the Time Lord, Mr. David Tennant!
Thank you very much.
I'm not only impressed by all the sonic screwdrivers out there, but we also have a lightsaber that's giving us a salute as well.
Wrong franchise, but thanks for coming.
I know, right? To kick things off, I just found out it was 50 years ago on, I think, Friday, that the Doctor regenerated for the first time. So William Hartnell, he departed, and we got the second Doctor. Just sort of kind of speak to that, sort of the, without that concept, without that, like, that narrative device in a pinch, well, none of us would be here, probably. I mean, speak to the sort of the genius of that. Have you ever kind of wrapped your head around just how genius of a move that was?
I think it is fascinating because now we take it for granted. That's why Doctor Who keeps going and has this kind of built-in mechanism that can just keep renewing itself. But it's quite a random idea 50 years ago to think, let's just completely replace the lead actor. Not just get someone that looks like him and put him in a wig. Completely kind of reboot the whole thing, which for the 60s, for television at all, was quite a bold concept. But thank goodness they came up with it, because that's why we're here.
Billy, were you familiar with the concepts heading into the, because it's a show, you audition, you go, but did you know that this sort of concept was already firmly entrenched in the...
No. I had no idea.
You're like, so it's
Which
the
I'm
same
glad
time.
of, actually.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had no grasp on what I was getting into, because I think I would have been a bit too overwhelmed.
Yeah.
All I remember is the music. The music was on the TV in the house, but we weren't sort of massive. We didn't sit down as a family and watch it. That's your area.
We didn't sit down as a family. I just sat down on my own.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. It's an amazing fact.
Well, I mean, speaking of massive fans, we are all massive fans of the show, but I happened to be talking to Graham McTavish last night. We were chatting about things, and Graham said that quite a few years ago he worked on a stage play, A Long Day's Journey into Night, Eugene O'Neill, with you, David.
Yes, you did.
Did you do that?
I did, at Dundee Rep
Wow.
in 1904.
So the story is, apparently you had a reputation on the production for being
Steady.
Being a bit nerdy, especially because there was a relative of someone quite famous.
Louise Jameson's niece was on our stage management team.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Leela. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Oh dear.
No, she was.
Yeah.
Very lovely girl, Abigail.
Graham said that they teased you quite a bit about being such a super uber Doctor Who nerd in that production.
I don't think that's nerdy, just to... I mean, maybe. I suppose. I don't remember.
Well, hear it from Graham then. It's a different story. But let's go ahead and throw it to a question over here. Hi there.
Hi again.
Hello.
That was lovely. That was like the voice of Siri, the way you did that. Hello, Siri.
Hello, Siri.
So my question and comment is for David. And I wanted to say that I would think most of us here in the audience would expect or hope that you share more personality traits with number 10 than you do Zebediah Kilgrave.
God, I hope so.
But I was wondering if you recognize the delicious irony in the fact that you had successfully hypnotized millions of us over the years into adoring you as number 10, and then with the flip of a switch, you proceeded to scar us for life as the Purple Man. So I was wondering if there was more Zebediah Kilgrave inside the real David Tennant than meets the eye.
Oh my God.
The thing about Kilgrave is that, I mean, obviously he's quite damaged. Obviously he does some things that are quite reprehensible. But I think if you were in that world where your every whim was acquiesced to, if you lived in that bubble of people obeying everything that you do, I sort of defy anyone to maintain a psychology that you could be proud of. So I think Kilgrave sort of represents what the kind of pit any one of us might fall into if we were surrounded by that sort of... Because you got no way of knowing, you got no way of building a moral framework around yourself. I don't know why I'm
What are
defending
you doing?
And you're definitely maneuvering around the question, which just concerns me even further.
I know.
What was the question?
Well, I was just thinking, as
Who
an
are you most
actor,
like?
as an actor, there must be an enormous amount of power that you get from being able to control an audience and make them either love you or despise you. And that that you were very Kilgrave-esque in that way with your talents as an actor.
I think it's better.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's it's better when she puts it like that.
Yeah. I agree, thanks.
Well done on being so believably sadistic and cruel, and are you like that in real life? Yeah. Okay.
Thanks so
Yeah. On a lighter note, hi there. What's your question right in front of me?
Okay, my question is, which Shakespeare role did you like better, Hamlet or Much Ado About Nothing?
Spot on question. That's great.
Billy?
Hamlet. Hamlet.
Yeah.
I've only done a modern take, Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah.
You've done the whole
No, you're
back back catalogue. You don't have a very back catalogue.
The B-sides.
Yeah.
I think Hamlet is probably ultimately the one that sort of goes to more interesting places and sort of does things to your soul. But Much Ado About Nothing.
So fun, Much Ado.
Much Ado About Nothing is a much easier one to do 8 times a week because it's really funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
So both.
Do you have a favorite?
Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you for such a good question. No pressure, but that question was really cute, so...
Cute and smart.
Cute and smart, so yeah, no pressure.
Go.
Well, mine is a comment,
Oh.
and what it is you don't know how much you're going to inspire someone, David, but when I started out, I was born with a heart condition, and I wanted to become a chaplain to be an inspiration to other kids like myself who were born with medical issues. Well, a friend turned me on to Dr. Who, and I got inspired by your doctor, so when I started my residency at Nemours Children's Hospital, I made sure I always wear red Converse trainers, so that I would always bring the hope of the doctor to every patient I see. I still continue that at Adult Hospital I work at, where I wear a TARDIS lanyard now, but still always the hope of the doctor.
That's too far. that's one too far.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
My question is, well, I think everyone here loved the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who. My question is, what was your favorite like behind the scenes moment, either with some of the cast or like a blooper? For both of you, I mean.
John Hart's stories were pretty great.
Yeah.
John Hart has lived a life. Man, he's been in places and seen some things
Have you met
that
him?
a woman ain't supposed to see. He's been to paradise, but he's never been to me. Like 20% of people understood that.
I think most of my fun moments were with John Hurt.
Yeah.
Back at the hotel at the bar.
Yeah.
Had either of you
Trying
met
not
him
to.
before that?
No.
But it was pretty
Oh, it was
intense.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, he hung out with the Beatles, he hung out with Eric Clapton,
He's just an absolute legend, isn't he?
Yeah. And lovely with it. He was great. A bit mystified by what he got himself into.
Oh, was he? Did he have an awareness of the, I mean, there's a question for him, but did he have any kind of awareness of the ins and outs of Doctor Who, of the Whovian universe?
Yeah, he definitely did, but I'm not...
He was in awe of you and Matt. I remember that. He was really sort of generous about that. He was just like, he couldn't believe what he was watching. He was just totally and utterly in awe of you both, which was just cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
my darling.
Hello there.
Hi there.
Oh,
Pardon me. I have a potentially silly question.
okay.
My friend who isn't able to be here today. First of all, I want to tell you all, I'm so grateful for you giving your time and your effort and all of the love that you share with the fans here of us and your talents.
Thank you. That was our pleasure.
You're both very incredible.
Thank you.
And my silly question is for David, for my friend Cheryl, who's not here today. She wants to know, did Georgia burn the plaid suit? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
Apparently, you wore a completely plaid suit in black and white. And
When?
In the show or in real life?
in life, and you know,
Why would she burn it?
I don't know.
That's the story.
That was her question, David.
Just question mark over them.
Or ask another, do you still have it?
What plaid suit are we talking
I
about?
don't know. I don't know A, what suit we're talking about, or B, why my wife would have burnt it. I'm talking
What was your favorite board game as a kid?
Oh, there you go.
about was your favourite board game?
Yeah, Billy.
Oh, mine. Not Monopoly. No, not Monopoly.
Monopoly always starts well.
Oh, it just goes on and on and on and on.
People get really ruthless.
Yeah.
Brings out the worst in everyone.
What was yours? I didn't hear. What your board game?
What's your favourite board
Favourite board game?
I liked Kaplunk.
Do you remember Haunted House?
Yes.
With a little ball that you dropped
Yeah.
down the middle and it came out one of 4 ways and knocked the counters over? Again, just me.
We called it.
Mousetrap was good. Mousetrap was really good.
Yeah.
Haunted House was called Witch in the States.
It was?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we had a different Haunted House.
Okay.
So, yeah, but Witch. Good choice though.
Sure.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry about the suit question, I'm mystified.
It seems like the kind of thing you'd remember owning and being burned.
Plant is like tartan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the lumberjack vibe, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, it's a lovely pattern. It's just, you would think you'd remember a suit.
Especially a monochrome.
Apparently made my wife really angry.
Right.
Isn't it?
Hey, hi there, how are you?
I'm good.
Hi.
I was wondering for the both of you, thank you. You're both really popular, but with popular you probably get a lot, or at least a little bit of hate from people. So, as someone who cares very deeply about what other people think, how do you react? How do you deal with that?
Okay.
Great question.
That's a good question.
Really vulnerable and lovely.
Yeah.
How do you deal with haters?
By trying to ignore it. By never buying the Daily Mail.
Yeah, they're a bunch of haters.
Yeah. By never reading the comments under online articles. Never. Because who writes the comments under online articles?
Jokers.
Does anyone here do that? Who does that? Who sits in their pants at home going,
This was worth everything. Worth every cent.
just
But do you read the reviews for a performance? Okay, for instance, when you stepped into Doctor Who, did you read the initial reviews about your portrayal?
I don't read any of that stuff.
No?
No. I don't touch anything with that, like none of that Daily Mail books, none of that stuff. I've definitely flirted with it in the past and been burned.
Yeah.
Because I find it really hard to cope with, and that's what you were talking about. I find negativity very sort of hard to deal with. I'm not emotionally able to cope with it. So like David said, I think you've got to try and narrowly avoid that. And online is particularly hard, especially for kids your age.
my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrific what you guys sort of put yourself through and then what you experience. You know, it's hardcore. I just think you need to surround yourself with a good bunch of people and tell yourself you're great as often as possible without it being inappropriate, conceited. But yeah, I don't know many people who've sort of sailed through haters, you know? I always think people are a bit peculiar if they can sort of brush it up and take it in their stride. You just gotta ignore it.
I think online is really, I mean, I don't do social media at all. I just don't touch it because, like Billy was saying, I find it very hard. I don't want to be in a place where people can contact me, particularly. And I think online is difficult because any nutter can say anything. And if it's written down and it's in a font and it's printed, it somehow feels like it has authority. Whereas that's just someone standing on a street corner shouting gibberish, really. But when it's on a printed page or on a screen, it somehow takes on a sense of of being correct or being
Committed.
being an opinion that you have to take credibly, and of course you don't. But that's a hard lesson to learn. So avoid would be my would be what I try.
That's the classic advice, isn't it? It's like mum and dad advice, which we are now.
Totally.
So but I think it's classic, a classic useful piece of advice.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're going through it, but thank you.
Great question.
Hi, David and Billy.
Hello.
After all of the shows and movies you've been on, which one was your favorite?
Oh, that's a dangerous question.
Yeah. Tread carefully.
I find favourites really hard because I think every single job you do, and that's the beauty of what we do for a living, is so varied, and you're meeting a new bunch of people every single time, and the material is always different, thank God, and so it's so hard to pull out a favourite. I'm very fond of the Who days because it felt, well, it was the beginning of my acting career basically, so that has a very special place sentimentally, and I met some really great people through that. But then, I've had a laugh on pretty much every job I've done. How about you?
Yeah, a favourite is usually what you're doing at the time,
Yeah.
Unless you're having a bad experience, and I've been very lucky to have very few bad experiences, I think. A couple, but mostly I've had a good time. So you try and sort of live in the moment, I think. Like Billy says, Doctor Who will always have a fond, special, be full of fond memories. Because it lives with us, it's,
And it carries on.
Yeah, I'm not flying around the world to do duck patrol conventions. It sort of remains part of your life in a way that most jobs don't. But I think we've probably both been very lucky to have had nice experiences and to continue to have nice experiences.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, my name is Zan. Since it's Halloween, my question, and conventions are kind of like Halloween. My question is, what was your favorite Halloween costume and your favorite Doctor Who costume that you ever got to wear?
Oh.
Like your whole life and the whole show and everything.
My favourite Doctor Who costume was obviously the pink skirt and grey bomber jacket combination.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, such a strong look.
Yeah,
And
quite a
it
few of
looks
them here today.
great on you guys.
Yeah.
Totally brilliant. Halloween costume.
Did you celebrate Halloween? Because it's not necessarily all that big.
Yeah, we love it. It's not as big as it is here, but we're working towards that. I saw some festivities about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now that's sort of continued, so we're working towards your Halloween mania. I don't know, what have I dressed up as been particularly strong? You think?
I quite like when one has been on the telly a bit, and I'm not complaining, believe me, but it's quite nice to be able to have anonymity around Halloween. So I like anything with a full face mask, so that I can go places.
So you can be really threatening at people's doors. Give us your sweets!
I found a Gru from Despicable Me? A couple of years ago I had a Gru from Despicable Me costume, which had a whole face mask with a pointy nose and everything. It was great, yeah. And it stank inside there. That weird plastic smell?
I like that smell.
Well, it's a kind of hate that smell.
Yeah.
So that was quite. In Doctor Who, I suppose my favourite outfit was probably the outfit I wore most. The
brown
suit and the shabby Converse and all that. That had a special affection. But I quite liked when I got into the tux as well. That was quite fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, since I think this was asked at a panel previously, but what is your favorite sweet that you love to get at Halloween, or just any time, really?
I like chocolate more than sweet. So anything Cadbury's based is good. I was always happy to take money as well at the doors. People used to give money. In fact,
They don't do that here. They don't do that here.
we trick-or-treated last year with my sons, and loads of mostly drunk people gave the kids coppers. You know,
Right.
coppers is like
Yeah.
the, you know what those are, right?
Like,
Like change, like
But the change, like the low
1p and 2p
1Ps and
coins,
2Ps, you know. And they were delighted, as
Yeah.
I was when people gave me money. A bag full of people's horrible coins and sat at the bottom of their bags covered in tobacco.
It really,
Yes! Thank you!
that really adds an element of pseudo robbery to Halloween in the UK. Like, you show up and someone's like, give me money. Like, I mean, not that I'm complaining, maybe we should borrow that, but
I think it's partly because it's not such a big deal at home, so
Yeah.
not every house is prepared.
Right.
So you do get some people go, oh, what, have you, so have we got any, I don't get any sweets. I mean, oh, here's 5p. There's a bit of that goes on.
Yeah.
Well, David, your favorite sweet?
I must say, I like coming here because you have so many sweets based around peanut butter. I love peanut butter, and we've been slow off the mark back home to use peanut butter as a main ingredient for our confectionery. Reese's have only just shown up in the last few years back home, but I love.
You like Reese's Pieces?
Yeah, I love them.
They taste of cheese.
That's Reese's cheesy pieces.
That's really hard to say. Reese's cheesy pieces.
So I quite like coming over here
Yeah.
and sampling the ones that you don't get, like Butterfingers. We don't get Butterfingers. I love them. Oh. Was it a Babe Ruth? Is that right? You
Babe
read
Ruth,
that?
yeah.
I love that. Love
Yeah.
that. And peanut butter M&Ms. We love them.
Oh, I've got to get a bag of those at the airport.
Yeah. Well, now I want candy. Right
Me
now.
too. Please go.
Yeah.
M&Ms. Okay.
Hi there.
Hi. My little son found and fell in love with a show called Tree to Tom.
Yes.
Yeah, he loves it, and the argument became, is that really David Tennant between me and my wife? And when we were looking at it, we noticed how much you actually do voice acting. Do you enjoy voice acting? And Billy, do you do voice acting?
Yeah, I do. I don't do as much as you. I'd like to do as much as you. I really like it.
Yeah, it's great. You don't have to learn any lines. That's lovely.
So great. That's Linda. It's a 10 out of like.
You do it, although increasingly when you do things like that, there's somebody now doing a behind the scenes shit. Or, I tell you what, we're just going to film you today because the animators like to see your face. You're like, oh great, I didn't comb my hair. Where's that going? That'll be on YouTube by the end of the day. The thing is, it's an interesting debate whether it's been on Tree Food Home. It depends what season you're watching. Because I couldn't do it after season 1. So it's not always me.
We only got to see season 1. It
That's
never.
right. Just
What is this?
It goes downhill quite quickly. It's a kids CBeebies show. It was a Tree Food Home.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's very good. Season 1.
Season 1. Don't go past that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello there.
So my question's for David. It's regarding a role he played in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, I believe. I was wondering, how did it feel to take the place as the villain, replacing Mad Eye Moody and trying to kill Harry?
Spoilers.
Well, it's quite weird because I'm sort of playing the main villain, although it's not me for most of the film, of course. So it's a bit weird that Brendan Gleeson is me more than I'm me. And I feel what's nice about it is I did like 12 days. I mean, that shot for an entire year. That movie. They took quite long because the kids were still in school back then. So it's quite restricted filming hours. They were shooting for 12 months, out of which I think I did 12 days. But the character's quite featured. Just most of the time, as I said, wasn't played by me. So it was nice to be a big part of the mythology. I just wish I'd been on set a bit more, I suppose. But no, lovely to be part of it, to be part of something that people love so much.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm Madison.
Hello.
where you kind of felt like you were the outcast or you got left out? And also, if you ever have those times now, even though by all of our standards, you guys have kind of made it, do you ever kind of feel like you haven't?
All the time. Yeah.
Totally, frequently, in every aspect of life. No, of course. Yeah, I mean, being an actor is like...
I think maybe going into acting is often something people who don't feel like they quite fit in do.
Yeah. And then throughout their acting career, if they're fortunate enough to have one, it's, am I doing well enough? Will I make it to the next level? Who got that role? Why didn't I get it?
Why is everyone else more confident?
Now I'm really old. Everyone's getting younger. I've only got 10 years left. 9, 8, 7.
Yeah, I think, yeah, absolutely. It's the sort of career you go into because you feel insecure and then spend your entire career feeling insecure.
Yeah, and also I think if you have any sensitivity, you know, you're going to experience that at some point in your life, and you know, if you're lucky at some point in your life, but if not, you know, pretty permanently on some level, you know, so...
I was never one of the cool kids at school. I was very far away from being one of the cool kids at school. I had a bad haircut, and I had cheap glasses that always had sellotape on the rim.
And of course now that's really trendy, all that stuff.
I know, how rude. So, no, I feel like, you know, I still feel like that kid much more than I feel like anyone who sort of should be regarded as in any way cool or successful. So yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Right. Well, obviously we're in a time, it's peak geek right now. You know, Star Wars is back, the Marvel shows are dominating the box office, Walking Dead is the biggest show of all time. So yeah, it's cool to be a nerd, a geek, a fan now.
Yeah, and I think it's more uncool if you're one of those sort of, I don't know, together people who are really perfectly groomed and in check and on point.
Yeah.
I just don't know that. I genuinely don't think those people are remotely interesting.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Like, I would never encourage my children to. I mean, if they were drawn to that and they wanted to, we talk about it. But like, I would never encourage my kids to be that way.
Yeah.
I love people's quirks and differences and not being remotely the same as other people.
Yeah.
There is zero interest in that. I think this works.
Yeah. Well, okay, but so 11 years, 10 years ago when you were
But then I
entering the
haven't
show.
grown up and I've managed to kind of move through that, but
Yeah.
trying to appeal to everyone, but there's nothing in that.
Well, when you joined the show, it was still before this new wave of nerd is popular, as before that really hit. So were there people that were sort of advising you, like, Doctor Who, you don't want to go, you know, it was before genre, sci-fi genre, was really respected in the way it is now. Was anyone saying, like, don't do that, like, it's not a good one?
Yeah, I remember one of my agents saw the first rushes of Series 1 from episode 1 and was like, this is going to be a disaster. It's like, thanks. Great. And it was nothing like that. You know. Did people warn you off?
Yeah, they did actually. Even and by then, well, the show still hadn't come out really, I suppose, when I was looking at coming into it, but people were nervous of it, definitely. People who've actually since come up to me and gone, can't believe I told you not to do that. So there was a bit of that, definitely. And without a doubt, one of the things that appealed to Doctor Who, appealed to me about Doctor Who when I was a kid, was that it was a hero who wasn't the sort of chisel-jawed, straightforward kind of action hero. He was a geek. He was, and that was powerful, and that was empowering. And I suppose that was something I identified with at that age. So, you know, because the Doctor could have had specs with sellotape around the leg, and that would have been okay. Quite a good idea, actually. So, there's something terribly wonderful about the fact that has become a little bit cool. So yeah, the geeks shall inherit. Bring it on.
Hi there.
Hi. I was wondering for David Tennant, there was a TV show, or whatever you call them over there, called called Recovery.
Oh yes.
And I ended up having to piece that together out of 15 different separate YouTube clips to make one video out of it because something about a copyright.
Which you are now admitting to in front of them.
I write software, I understand this stuff. So the question is, that show changed my life. Why won't you put it back together and help other people change their lives?
Listen, it's nothing to do with me.
Well, I didn't mean you, I meant the world in large that you work with.
I don't know.
That's an interesting answer.
That's putting a lot of pressure on David for the entire industry, yeah.
The boring answer is, I think because it was a one-off television film and they tend not to have much of a life beyond their original transmission. That's why it's never been out on DVD, because I asked the question myself. Beyond that, I don't know, because it was
great. I loved that. That was brilliant.
Well,
Brilliant.
you guys in the UK have much more open information about brain injuries than we do in the US. So Headway Essex, which you talked about in the film, I joined their club or whatever it is, and they were able to lead me in the right direction so that I actually got a brain remapping and got most of my brain loss back.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
So it would be really cool if you could somehow get that back.
Right to the BBC and demand
Because
the
in the
DVD release.
In the US, concussions are becoming 1 in 5 people get concussions or brain damage. And that was such an uplifting show and a downlifting show, and I feel like I've done most of the things you did.
Well, reach out, certainly reach out to the BBC and everything.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Does it count as my question if I ask if those are Spider-Man socks?
No, it doesn't.
No.
But they're not.
No, they are. Yes, they are. I feel like somewhere Dan Slott, his spider sense was tingling, like out there in the room.
Yeah, might have a sellotape on my glasses. Who's laughing now? Probably still the cool kids.
So that didn't count as your question. What is your question? Yeah.
So my actual question, and I'm going to cheat and say, I was actually working outside where you're doing autographs this morning, and I don't know if you, people get rushed out, really fast if they'll keep the line moving. The looks on people's faces when they walked out of having just interacted with you, they were like, it looks like the way kids at the mall look when they meet Santa Claus. I think that in a good way. They looked so happy. My eyes were watering just remembering their faces. They were so happy and crying or just beaming or grinning and couldn't talk and just were. So I just wanted you both to know the effect you have on people's lives and how absolutely happy you make them, because, yeah, you should know that.
I'm glad she specified, because Santa is very terrifying in my mind. That's a bad reaction in my mind. But, yeah, that's good.
Thank you, that's very lovely. It is lovely to be able to come here, and it does. We are aware of what, yeah, I know it is all a bit manic, but we are very aware of what privileged position we're in. We're very thrilled that we get to be here and to meet all you lovely people, so thank you all.
The time Time Lord with a lightsaber. Hi there, how are you?
Hi, I'm Angela. How you doing?
Hi, Angela.
I just want to say, David, thank you for sharing that you were kind of the geeky kids, or geeky kind of kid, because I was too, and that's kind of is very true. You're really awesome now. Sorry. But actually, I'm carrying a lightsaber because, based on the picture that we took earlier, I really think that they need to put you in the live-action Star Wars.
I think we both need to be in that, don't we?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would be even better would be if the Doctor and Rose turned up in one, wouldn't it? Just like one of the Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah,
That's
for
what
sure,
I meant.
sure.
Yeah.
Do it.
What?
Obviously we do it.
I like
do
it.
it.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Like it's up to us.
Yeah.
We would do it.
Alright, so spinning off that, if you were to enter the Star Wars universe, what type of character would you want to play? Jedi, smuggler, bounty hunter, Sith Lord, bad guy, like, what would it be?
Can't we just be the Doctor and Rose? Can't we just turn up?
I'll allow that, yeah, why not? Yeah, cool.
Hi, I'm David and Billy.
Hello.
My name is Mary Lee. I just wanted to say thank you to both of you because I just watched Doctor Who for the first time last night and it made me so happy. But the reason I watched it was because I was depressed. And you guys made me like so inspired to come up here and tell you that.
Thank you.
But my question was, what was it like for David to work next to the amazing Billy Pepper? And what was it like for Billy to work with the incredible David Tennant? And iconic for both of you.
For me, when I came into Doctor Who, I was all very new and very scared, and Billy was my absolute lifeline through those first crazy, crazy times. And if I hadn't got to stand next to Billy in most of the shots, I think I would have been at sea. So for me, it was a rare and wonderful thing that I am forever grateful for.
And I was really grateful and really happy because I was going to leave as well. After, when Eccleston said he was leaving, I was like, God, I should go too. What's happening here? I thought we were onto something. And then, as I've said so frequently, I met David, and that sort of changed everything. So I was thrilled and excited, and also really on an emotional level, and then also just buzzing to work with you as an actor. So, is that right?
No,
Is it disgusting?
And the nice thing is you just started watching, you have like a lot of episodes that you can see for the first time, which is pretty great.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And you're here.
Yeah.
That's the bit that's a bit weird. But we're thrilled to have you back.
Yes, welcome. Welcome to this mess.
Hello there.
Hello. So my question was, looking back, knowing now how big the Tech Doctor and Rose have become and how important they are in everyone's hearts, would you have changed anything while you guys were on Doctor Who?
Would we have changed anything? No, I wouldn't have changed a thing. Is that a song lyric? I think it is.
Probably.
Yeah. I wouldn't have changed anything.
No, I don't think I would have done.
Babies.
Actually, I somehow altered the Rose and 10-2 thing. I was like, what?
Was she copped off with a copy?
Just a copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's better than being alone, but is it?
I suppose it depends how good a copy he was, doesn't it? certain aspects.
I didn't like his outfit. I didn't like it.
You could change his t-shirt.
We were talking earlier about the spin-off show and about how funny it would be if it was just a domestic comedy. Whose red towel on the bed is this?
He would probably he'd be pretty messy, right? The 10th Doctor would be quite a neat guy at home.
No, I don't think he'd be
Not
right.
10-2.
Not 10-2.
10-2 is... 10-2 is stupid. 10-2 doesn't know what's going on. He's a better man.
I don't know.
I'm joking. Do you make it 10-2?
I thought he was very handsome. I mean, he was a bit more direct, perhaps. A little brusquer.
Very alpha.
Very alpha. He was a bit more alpha.
He wasn't as, fey as 10-1.
No.
I like that.
It's difficult because you just see the t-shirt. If you can change him out of the t-shirt.
I just see the t-shirt.
I know, you just see the t-shirt. He needs a collar, he needs a tie. But he can do that.
I'm very protective over 10-2. Unnecessarily so.
T-shirt's a pretty easy fix, though.
What would you change? Apart from my
I would have, the first 3 episodes that we filmed all together, which was Christmas Invasion, New Earth, and School Reunion. Thank you. I would have just had the cooler haircut that I had for Vlog 2. Just it was a little bit long. It was a little bit long.
It was long.
A little bit long. And then you go to episode 2 and something is shorter and cooler.
Yeah.
Then you go to episode 3, a little bit longer, less cool again.
And then 4, it's just out of hand. With
hair.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
But not story stuff.
Oh, no story stuff. No. I think we were absolutely blessed. I think Russell T Davies was just on fire
Hi, what's your question?
Hello, I'm Kayla, and I just wanted to ask, I'm freezing up.
Okay.
So, we were talking to you earlier today.
Yeah.
In the photos, I remember. Your dad almost got the picture. Is that right? Did that happen? I don't know, maybe not.
Take your time. Do you want me to take 1 second and come right back to you? Yeah? Okay, that's cool. That's totally all right. Hi there, let's go over here.
Hello again. You guys have traveled all around the world filming. What would you guys say was your favorite set to film on? Like, David, when you did Spies in Warsaw in Poland or things like that, what would you say your favorite set was? That's for
You mean like literally the place, the most
yes, like the
place.
country, the state, wherever.
Country or the state, not the set.
Well, for me...
Both, I guess.
Or whatever, yeah.
I did a show called Casanova, and we filmed a big chunk of that in the old city in Dubrovnik, in Croatia.
Oh, that's
and that
amazing.
is an extraordinary place, with all this sort of white limestone everywhere. It was actually done for Venice for a lot of that show, but because it's got very similar architecture, but that's an extraordinary place to visit. That was quite a special place to be.
Billy, what was yours?
I have to say, I thought the sets on Penny Dreadful were mind-turning. Just all of them, like Frankenstein's lab was like, it just blew my mind what those guys did. I've never seen sets like it. It was incredible. Every single time as well. So yeah.
Cool. Good question. Thank you.
Thank you.
My question was, do you think Rose will ever truly be happy with 10-2, or do you think she'll be trying to reach out to 10?
Oh, see, and you had to make it an awkward, like, Jerry Springer question. How how terrible is her relationship with 10-2?
She's like secretly emailing 10.
Still has the cell phone, right?
Phone to mums. I need you.
And 10-1's going, he's not as nice as me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure they get on.
I don't know. I think it's a sham. Yeah, I think I think the thing about Rose is that she's not disloyal. So I think she made her bed. She'll lie in it.
And so will 10-2.
I mean, since they're now stuck together and there's no more adventuring and time travel.
This thing with Bill.
I know. There's gonna be like fan fiction about this now. What kind of jobs? Because they would have to get jobs and go to work every day. What kind of jobs would Rose and 10-2?
No, hang on. The doctor threw him a bit of TARDIS so they could grow their own TARDIS. That was the thing, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're still doing like sci-fi stuff.
They're still traipsing around writing
But
novels,
I
just
like
in another
it.
dimension.
Yeah, but it is nice if they, you know, I don't know, if they have to do some normal stuff as well. It's just better for the story.
Yeah. Pay the bills.
Like, yeah, Rose runs her own chip shop.
Why didn't you get me soy milk? I asked for soy milk. That stuff gives me a reaction. Maybe.
I love you both in Doctor Who. You're my favorite characters on there. But my question actually is for David about my absolute favorite movie, The Decoy Bride. You've used so many times doing roles with the English accent, and you have such a lovely Scottish accent. Was it hard to, when everybody else was speaking with a Scottish accent, actually maintain the English accent?
I don't think so. I can't remember now. The Decoy Bride is amazing. Back home, I don't think anyone has seen it in real life. It got a release for, I think, 2 days in the cinema. I come here and everyone seems to have a copy of it. Everyone seems to see it. Maybe it's just the people who come to these conventions, but it seems to be massively popular. I'm about to work with Sally Phillips again. I'm going to tell her she'll be thrilled. It's on Netflix. There you go. That makes more sense. I'm delighted that it's getting such a wide audience here. I've done an English accent a lot, so I kind of slough in and out of it relatively easily these days, I think.
Do it!
But yeah, Kelly MacDonald has such a great Scottish accent. It's quite hard to not be slightly tempted over to talk like her, but it was okay, I think. I can't remember now.
Alright. Well, we have only 5 minutes left, unfortunately, so that's only time for 2, 3 if we keep it very short questions, okay? So no pressure, but go.
My name's Whitney, and you guys are amazing. Okay, so you were in our Marvel TV show. If you guys could be in the DC TV show movies and DC characters or villains, what would you be?
I don't understand.
If you were in Marvel Comics and DC Comics, which?
I remember Marvel. I know Marvel. What's DC Comics?
DC is like Batman, Superman.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. You know, that.
You might not get the answer you're looking for here.
So, hang on. So, DC Comics is
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Oh, I definitely
Green Lantern.
do DC.
You definitely do DC over Marvel?
Yeah. Just to screw you.
Yeah. She says to the man wearing the Hulk shirt and Spider-Man socks, and God knows what else attire as Marvel themes,
well.
There we are.
but yeah, I think that's, sorry. All right, hi there.
If you could be any of the aliens in Doctor Who, what
being here? Cassandra had a pretty good time, didn't she? Until she didn't.
That's the thing, it always ends badly for
Always
us. It's
ends
quite hard to
badly.
know.
The Ood. We had a massive low-end about the Ood earlier.
I mean, they're sweet, but we want to be one.
Right, because they're sort of passive.
Yeah, a little bit mimsy.
Yeah.
Really.
They're so cute.
They really are.
And weird. We're like, it's love.
I like the Empress of the Arachnos. Although very impractical.
Okay.
Hey, hi. This one is for Billy.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you act with him, with them or not, but who would be your favorite doctor?
Very dangerous question to end on.
He's right here. I'd say David, obviously, he's my doctor. My doctor. And I'm not just saying that because you're here. I think we had the best time.
We did.
Very cool. Well, guys, unfortunately, we are at the end of our panel.
You must
However-
be sick of the sight of that. You've seen us so much today.
Tampa Megathon, you guys have been